After beating our North London rivals, can Arsenal put the cherry on top by beating Bournemouth this Saturday? This video is powered by Paramatch UK, and here's some more information on them. How would you like £20 in free bets to use on Arsenal? That's right guys, our friends at Paramatch UK are exclusively offering AFTV viewers £20 in Arsenal free bets when you place your first £5 bet with them. To claim this offer, simply create a Paramatch UK account, opt in the promotion using AFTV20 and then place a bet of £5 or more on any football market of odds, of evens or above. To take advantage of this offer, you must be 18 or over and a UK resident. Please gamble responsibly. Full terms and conditions apply. All links you need are in the description below. And a huge thank you to Paramatch UK for this offer and sponsoring this video. Laurie, is this going to be more like the away fixture where we beat them 4-0 or last season's fixture when we scraped through a 3-2 for you?
Well, listen, as long as we win, that's the main thing. But
wins, yeah.
In terms of what you just said, the question you just asked me, we had a fairly, shall we say, comfortable win at Bournemouth earlier in the season, but somehow I'm not expecting it to be the same way now.
You don't think it'll be the same way at all?
No, I think different team now, different way of playing.
So more like last season's game where we got the late winner from Reece Nelson. A tight affair.
I hope it's not as nervy as that.
Yeah, same, to be fair. James, you know, going back to that game, well, this season at their place, 4-0 win, Kai Havertz getting his penalty, his first goal for Arsenal, actually, that was. Will it be more like that, a domination from Arsenal, or like last season?
Did you hear Bukayo Saka's interview? I can't remember who with.
Spoken slow-mo then.
Yeah, it was. I'm trying to remember. It was after the Spurs game.
Yep.
And I think they said, you know, good win, blah blah, but you know, you won't want many more like that. And he said, well, why not? It was a win.
And then the reporter said, stupid question.
and I think like that's kind of where we are. I thought it was quite refreshing the way a lot of Arsenal fans, in fact every Arsenal fan, was totally unasked by the way we beat Tottenham.
Yeah.
And there were loads of positives in the game for sure, and there were moments, nervy moments of concern. But I just thought it was. I think that is how we're all feeling right now. Yeah. Just get it done.
Get it done.
And look, of course, we're playing Bournemouth at home, and we are expected to be somewhat comfortable. But we know at this stage of the season, things don't really make as much sense, do they? No. So, yeah, I think Arsenal will come out here with confidence. I think the fact that they're still the chasers, even though we're ahead of the table, even though we've got the opportunity to extend that gap on City, I still think we're somewhat the chasers in this. So, yeah, I'm excited for the game. I think the players are too. But as you'll see in the predictions, I think it will be a tighter game. I don't think it will be anything like the 4-0.
Obviously, the predictions will come at the end of this video. To give you context, in the last 5 against Bournemouth, we haven't lost. 4 wins, 1 draw. Obviously, the one that sticks out, obviously, was last season's Reece Nelson late-minute winner. I want to ask you, Laurie, 3 games left. This is a bit of a mad question. Does this game concern you out of the 3, or is you going to go to the obvious that people say United away, or does this give you a bit of fear, this game, out of the last 3, and obviously Everton at home?
That actually is a good question, because I do think all 3 games is everything to play for in every game. Every game is a cup final from here on in. You can't afford to take any team lightly, and I think all 3 of those games present their problems. I do think that if I was to rank them in terms of most difficult, I would say that Bournemouth is probably second. I would say Man United is a game that I earmarked earlier, and I thought that could be difficult. We don't often do well away at Man United. But Bournemouth, listen, man, let's talk about Bournemouth, because they are one of the form teams in the Premier League at the moment. Definitely. And they're performing very well. They have some very good players, and they've got nothing to lose, really. Some people might interpret it as they say they've got nothing to play for. No, I would say that they're going to be motivated when they come here. They're on a good run of form. They've got some impressive individuals, and they're going to want to do well.
100%. Well, I have a friend at Bournemouth, and he actually kind of echoes what you've kind of said there, which you'll hear from later on in this video. But James, I'm not actually the same question. Out of the 3 games left for the end of the season, they've won. Bournemouth have won the last 2, drawn 1, and lost the previous 2. But for you, does it give you a bit of worry this game, or I know we were kind of, are you doing a Turkish today? I don't care, just win.
No, I'm a nervous wreck.
You normally are, yeah, good.
Because it's the title running. It's what we wanted. Like, you know, this is a 12:30 game on a Saturday against Bournemouth, and we should, in theory, be thinking, okay, cool, let's move on to United. But I can't quite think then. And then we've got to watch what City do at Fulham, and then we've got the United game. We want to win that United game, so that game against Tottenham means something. There's still a lot of football to be played that's going to affect how we view, obviously the Premier League title race. And Bournemouth are good. You're right to highlight Bournemouth and their form. Irola's done a really good job. And people, I think, forget that it didn't start so well. From the first 10 games, they were struggling to pull away from the bottom 3. But once they did, they put together some real momentum.
I think just to interject on that, I think in the first 10 games, they only won 1 of them.
Right.
In the last 10 games, they've won 6 out of that 10. So that shows you right there.
I'm going to do a segment on Iriola because I think he's been superb at Bournemouth. But carry on, James.
What was I answering?
Oh, you're just saying about how they've done, and out of the next 3 games, does it give you any,
obviously Man United because it's Old Trafford and all that, but it's not.
Are Bournemouth the most on-form? They are the most on-form team, surely, out of the 3.
So I remember earlier in this season, I think it was around January time. Do you remember we did the video looking at the next 5 games? It was the 4 of us with Robbie, and we looked ahead of the next 5 games. And there was that kind of middle ground between. I saw a lot of people in the comments of that video going, it's just 1 game at a time. Just don't even think. And I was like, no. We need to put ourselves back into this. We need to actually string a run together. I don't believe this kind of cliches that City just go 1 game at a time.
It annoys
they
me.
will know.
Actually, I think I was one of them that was an experiment.
Maybe. But with City, I do believe that they think we can put a run together. We've got the opportunity to come at the end of March, top of the league if we do this, that and the other. And I think setting those targets or those goals and make sure you don't end 1 game and go, oh, job done, we've got the win. But actually feeling like there's some momentum and, real, trajectory you're trying to build. So I said all that at the beginning of the season, but I'm at the point now where I can't even think about Man United. I'm like, it's just get this one done.
Yeah.
And then we'll see where we are. This is the hardest game until we win it, and then we focus on the one after that.
Right away. Okay, interesting.
That's how it feels to me. It does, genuinely.
If you look at Bournemouth as well as a team, the way they play, if you analyse the way they play with the high press and the energy and the vitality they have running through the side.
The vitality they have running through the side. Yeah. I see what you did. Oh,
actually, isn't the stadium called the Vitality?
Look at him. Look at each other playing dumb. If you want my job, bro, just tell me.
No, seriously, though. They have a lot of young, energetic
vitality
players that can cause, on their given day. I mean, look, like Solanke. 18 goals this season.
Assists, good.
The lad Cliver up top as well. Good players. Semenya. They've got guys that can hurt you, And the way they play, like I said, they're going to be an interesting proposition. But
they'll have vitality flowing through their veins. Anyway, let me.
Does that even?
I don't think it. I don't know if it does. But
let's just carry on.
Yeah. Listen.
You said magnanimous.
All right. Why did you have to be? Comments I saw. Yes. Wrong context. But anyway, listen. We're gonna cut. I will never change. We're gonna cut to Turkish News with Craig from Up the Cherries in all departments to give you some more insight on Bournemouth.
Yes, people. We're here outside the Emirates, and as Cecil said, I'm with Craig from Up the Cherries in all departments. Make sure you show the channel some love. It's in the description below. Let's get straight into it, Craig. It's not the first time we've spoken, but it's the first time we've spoken where Bournemouth are in a good place, it seems, outside looking in. Mid-table at the moment, but you've got a good manager there, that I'd say was sought after.
He was.
An intriguing one. And how's that gone so far this season?
Do you know what? I wrote him off at one point. And I'm happy to admit I was completely and utterly wrong. Of course, we sacked Gary O'Neill in the summer. He got off to a very slow start. Of course, you come down to Dean Court, beat us 4-0. He was all over us that day. And then the Everton game happened. And I thought, it's not going to work. He's trying to play the Arsenal style. But the thing is we haven't got the quality of players. What he's managed to do is just turn it right round, and we've been absolutely fantastic. We should have beaten Manchester United twice this year. Should have done the double over them. If it wasn't for a dodgy penalty decision, we would have done. And honestly, mate, it's been absolutely fantastic. Really, really good football, and it shows. Our win against Brighton at the weekend, was again an outstanding performance. We was dominant against a team that were in Europe last season as well, this season I should say. A very, very happy man.
Coming off the back of a couple of wins, couple of clean sheets. You mentioned Brighton, Wolves as well. In a good place, 10th in the league at the moment. There was some bedding in period, which is to be expected for a manager coming into a league. Unproven, he needs to find his feet. But But Solanke this season's been the star of the show. Again, this is
has,
outside
yeah.
looking in. I'm sure there are some undercover gems that are not spoken about highly enough. But first and foremost, Solanke is the man we have to watch out for.
Yeah, so Solanke has been excellent all season long. He's already beaten his goal scoring record in the league. Been absolutely on fire. But it's also the work that he does around that as well. He drops back. He brings other players in, like Kluivert spilling into it. Other players as well, Christie on the wing. And that's what Solanke is all about. He's not a greedy forward. He's not a forward which you would say, right, okay, he'll just take pot shots for the sake of it. He will actually think, right, okay, am I in the best position? We are going to lose him at some point. Yeah. But at the same time, we have, he's given us some fantastic memories. And, I think we've got something to build on with the rest of the team, like you say, Turkish.
Quality player. We're on the lookout for a striker. His name has popped up, not as much as others, but his name has popped up for sure. Talk to me about the ones that we don't talk about enough, the ones that don't get the light as much as Solanke does, because it's not just been him this season.
Well, Justin Kluivert is already showing that he is he could compete with his dad in the long run.
I was about to say as good.
Yeah,
you have
as
to be careful.
good. Yeah, probably setting the bar quite high.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, he's showing already that he's got some real quality.
Something there.
Yeah. Earlier on the season we were playing some sexy football, wasn't getting the results. We're now playing sexy football, but we are getting the results, and he's a big part of that. Zabania at the back, centre back, again, a player that's not really talked about very much. He was actually ill at the weekend, so there was a bug seeming to go around the camp, but he's a quality defender. We're going to do well to keep hold of him. There's already talk of Manchester City's been mentioned, also Real Madrid as well. So there's big clubs after Zabania. That's all rumours, that's all in the press. Hopefully we can get another season out of him. Senesi, excellent defender as well. If you ask me now, who are my 5 top Bournemouth players, there is really, there's an argument for every single one, really, of our starting 11.
You're happy at the moment.
Honestly, mate, it's been absolutely excellent. And all my doubts in Iriola have been put to bed. I was a big Gary O'Neill fan. I think Iriola has brought players on. Semenyo won't be playing because he did pick up an injury right at the end of that game against Brighton at last weekend.
Which is a loss. That is
He's a massive loss. He's a massive loss. But at the same time, there is good quality to fill those spaces. The only thing that does concern me, and a lot of people said, right, okay, well, what about Europe this season? I don't think we're quite ready because we haven't got that overall strength in depth. But we have got a very decent squad. And I think, I'll say this now, Turkish, this is going to be Arsenal's hardest game in the running.
Yeah?
I honestly do. I think it's going to be the hardest game. I still think you'll probably win it.
Is it because you're playing with a bit of freedom there and there's not much on the line, whereas Tottenham pressure, Man United, there's pressure on them too to stop us. They don't really want to...
It's that Iriola does know Arteta. They know each other well. They're both Basque managers. They both know how they're going to play. And I think, with regards to Iriola, he's probably going to set up the stall to actually combat what Arteta's going to do. So I think that's going to be a lot, it's going to be a very difficult game, really, for Arsenal.
We haven't lost to Bournemouth since 2018.
No,
Wenger's
you haven't.
Last season. The Callum Wilson, Ryan Fraser days. I remember I had both of them in my FPL team that year. I remember they got a few assists and goals together. A lot's changed since then. A hell of a lot's changed with Arsenal. Everything's changed with Arsenal. That was Wenger's last season. We're now in Arteta's 4th full season, and it's another title challenge. This coming game, this weekend, who is the biggest player for you that Bournemouth need to keep quiet? Who is the one to watch out for? Who is the one that, will give you a sleepless night on Friday?
Saka. Saka's been excellent. He's really shown that, he was already a very good player last season, but I think he's stepped up again. But there is so much quality across the side. Declan Rice was a fantastic signing for Arsenal. And I think, again, it's pushed you forwards. I honestly think you'll win the league.
Okay.
I do think you'll win the league. I'll say that now. because I think Man City will slip up, and dare I say it, I think it might be against that lot just up the road from yourselves.
Wouldn't mind
They
that.
could do you the ultimate favour.
Wouldn't mind that
You'll
at
still
all.
hate them though, won't you?
Wouldn't mind that. Nah, we will always hate them, but
Yes, yeah.
listen, same way we appreciate Sol Campbell, we'll appreciate if they do that for us as
Yeah,
well.
definitely.
Listen, you just said it's going to be our toughest test, but you've also said Arsenal are going to win the league in your opinion. Does
Yeah.
that mean that you're not too hopeful of picking up anything here? More keeping it a tight game, fighting for it?
I think it'll be tight.
Yeah.
I think it'll be tight. I reckon it'll probably be a 2-1. My honest opinion is we'll put up a real battle. I think we might even take the lead. But I think Arsenal will react to that. You know, you're a club that go in for a league title. You are in good form. You know, at the end of the day, I honestly think you will pick up the league title.
Yeah.
You know, at the end. And I'll be delighted
right.
for you.
I hope
Honestly,
you're
mate, I will be absolutely delighted for you. Because I like Arsenal fans. You know, I like Arsenal as a football club. And, you know, I do hope you do that. You know, if there was a scenario where Man City can lose 2 games and we can win at the weekend, you know, I'll take that. But I honestly think you'll probably have a little bit too much because there's that pressure, and I think that pressure will drive you on. I think Arteta's got that nailed down now. But secondly, you know, I think the quality of the squad you've got is better than last season, and you know, dare I say it, you know, Aaron Ramsdale, you know, last season, you know, he's a legend at Bournemouth, but at the same time, I think Raya has brought you on a little bit more.
Yeah, a little bit more.
Yeah.
Little bit more. Listen, you said you might take a 1-goal lead. Hopefully, it's not a 2-goal lead like last year, because you know it was tough work to get back into it and get the 3 points. Let's round up with a prediction. You said 2-1. I'm assuming.
Yeah, I think Arsenal
nick
will. Yeah, Arsenal will nick it. However, we'll put up a good fight, and you know, we can be proud of ourselves. Really, what we've got to think of is what are we going to do next season. We want to be pushing forwards. We want to actually improve on our position this season, and I think, you know, to do that, you know, we need to focus on, right, okay, you know, maybe we might even give some of the fringe players a little bit of a run out towards the end of the game. But honestly, I think you'll win this.
Yeah, so do I. You know what I'm going for, people. 3-1. Craig's gone 2-1. He thinks it'll be a tight game, a tough game. Bournemouth might even take the lead. But listen, we're going to pass over to Cecil. Before we do that, make sure you show Craig's channel some love. Up the cherries in all departments. It's in the description. Big up Craig as always. Big up you. Hit the like button. Cecil, over to you, my bro.
Good insight there from Craig from Up the Cherries in all departments. We're going to just briefly speak about the Bournemouth manager, Adoni Iriola, who, by the way, for me, I think is one of the most underrated managers this season, for real. Because I remember actually back when we did the preview, I did it with Craig, I did the box to box, and he was questioning the manager and how long he may be around. But ever since, you know, those first 10 games which you mentioned already, he's turned it around.
He took over in June, right? And
Yeah.
then, I remember when he took over from Gary O'Neill, there was a lot of people, a little bit, how should we say, like...
Gary O'Neill did well for him.
Yeah, he did
so
okay.
that's why,
so there's a little bit, he wasn't well known. He
I'll tell you what
in.
it was. Sorry to cut you. It was total, like, almost snobbery, maybe not the word, but like people just looked at Bournemouth and went, how have you sacked O'Neill? What are you doing? And then he went to Wolves, he started well, Iriola started badly. What are you doing? Terrible decision. That's what you get from, you know, for being a club that just want to...
And let's not forget as well, Gary
sack someone
O'Neill
who's doing
is
a good thing. But they
young
made
British
the right
manager. A lot of
appointment for what
people-
they needed.
That's a good
A lot of
happy
people weren't happy, let's be honest. A young British manager, which we all want to see, well, most of us want to see young British managers do well. He got sacked. Iriola came in. It's fair to say that his first 10, 12 games weren't that good, to say the least. But since then, you've seen a steady improvement.
Yeah,
and now, like I said earlier, they're one of the informed teams. And the thing about Bournemouth as well, with that playing style that he's adopted for the club, it's kind of difficult to get that right, that pressing game, you know what I mean? Knowing when to press, when not to, having the players that can do that. That takes a lot of coaching, so we have got to give him credit. He's done very well.
100%, and I think he's not being spoken about enough. Obviously, Bournemouth is sitting in 10th. I think he's done a really, really good job. I know Mikel Arteta speaks so glowingly of him. I remember previously in a press conference he spoke about they're good friends. They're at Bass together, and many managers come through that Bass region. I think Xabi Alonso was there, Lopetegui, well now Iriola, obviously Arteta as well. So, and I believe he instills good philosophies into the teams that he manages. Iriola, I think. Honestly, I really do like him as a manager, and he gets the best out of his
He looks like
players.
one of my old geography teachers. But anyway.
All right, well, I'm not judging him on his looks. I'm judging him on what he's been bringing to the club that he's managing. And we're lucky enough. Well, we're lucky enough to have a friend of mine who's been through my company, Talent Transfer, and I used to mentor. Currently a player at Bournemouth Football Club, and he had some words to say about his manager as well.
Yeah, mate. Massive belief in the squad. Like, makes us feel like we can beat any team. The way we played against Man City at home, I know we lost, but look at the performance, lad. It was absolutely incredible. And the performances we put in the weekend against Brighton, like these top teams that we're getting results from, it's down to the belief in the squad that he gives us as well. He knows what certain individuals hold and what their strengths are, and he gives the belief to the youngsters as well. Like you see myself get minutes this season. Dom Sadi made his debut at the weekend. Like, mate, look at the talent as well. Such a young squad. Like, for example, Zaba, mate, he's having the season of his life. And yeah, it's down to him, mate. He's given us all that belief that we can go and do something and get something from this season. And from what I've seen so far, he has, mate. And the other thing is that we enjoy playing that style of football, aggressive, attacking. Like, we love all of that, and it suits our system, the way the players for what we've got want to play, and the way it suits our team, it suits it to an absolute T. So, listen, mate, it's just mad exciting, and we're all excited again to go again next season as well. So, for his first season, mate, this manager could be going on to be one of the best top managers in this league, mate.
Now, big up James Hill, a model professional and a good friend of mine, and he speaks so glowingly of his manager and thinks, how good he is, and how much he believes in the youth and all that, and the young players. So big him up, well spoken, James Hill, a legend, and hopefully he does get some minutes in the game against Arsenal. Now we are coming towards the end of the video, so predictions and whatnot. But let me read some stats just to see if it's going to sway your decision on what you want to go for your predictions. Arsenal have won all 6 of their home Premier League matches against Bournemouth. The Gunners have only played more home games against Stoke while maintaining a 100% record, 10 out of 10. Arsenal scored a league high of 85 goals in 35 Premier League games this season, and Bournemouth have never kept a clean sheet against the Gunners when playing them. So,
How many have we scored? 85?
80, that's a lot.
So last season we outscored the Invincibles, and this season we're on course to get So last year was our highest tally in the Premier League for goals scored.
What was that?
Season,
do you remember?
88, and
Thank you.
this season we're on course to beat that again. I mean, that's really impressive. I mean, we talk about progression, improvement. Of course, obviously the Invincibles did something incredible, but adding to those tallies, getting those numbers, that's good. If we can get to 90 goals, that'd be really, really impressive.
And let's not forget the defence is really good as well this season.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's good.
it's all good.
Score predictions, boys?
I'll let James go first.
Well, I'm going to go for a 2-1 Arsenal win for 2 reasons. A, I know my football club, and we do not make things, call it easy when people think it will be a little bit more straightforward. I don't for 1 second think Bournemouth will be easy, but 2-1 might sound like a closer game than perhaps a neutral would expect. But I think they will make it difficult for us. I can see some nerves creeping in. And also I'm going to the game, and they never make it nice and easy when I'm going. So
you're the reason why that is then.
I've been 3 games. I went to the Fulham 2-2. I went to the Wolves 2-1, and that was like a 6-0 performance, and it ended 2-1. It ended nervy. And I was here for the West Ham 2-0. So, I was here for Porto as well. So basically, I've never not seen a tight game because Arsenal just won't allow me to enjoy my life. So
Fair. Score prediction, Laurie?
I think there could be goals in this game.
Yep.
I'm tempted to go 3-2, but that's too close. I'll go 3-1. And the reason why I say that is because obviously we're scoring for fun right now. But Bournemouth scored quite a few goals as well. And like I said, they play with this aggressive high line. In terms of turnovers, I think they're one of the best in the league at winning the ball back high up the pitch and turning that into goals. And so, yeah, I'm looking at that game thinking that, 3-1.
3-1. And I'm going to match you, James, say 2-1. I did the preview with Craig as well in the week, and I said 2-1 there, and I think it will be a close game. I think it won't be what you know, how we beat teams 4 or 5-0 of the past. I think it'll be quite a close and tight game.
Close and tight, but I think entertaining, because I think Bournemouth will come and play. They're not going to park the bus.
they will.
Every game so far, especially in this last run into the end of the season, has been entertaining from Arsenal, in my opinion. So I think you're right. I think it would be close but entertaining. Maybe similar to last season, like how we started the top of this preview. So we had some good laughs within this preview in this video as well. But a little bit of a serious note, Daniel lost his life. A 14-year-old boy got his life taken away.
You're talking about the incident in Hainault.
Yes.
That's tragic.
There's a lot of
heartbreaking.
discourse online about on the 14th minute in the stadium they're going to try and honour his life by doing a round of applause. I know you're going. I'm sure you'll be doing that as well on the 14th minute. We'll be doing it on the watch along as well. And that is, I just want to make that message clear if you're wherever you are. To honour that on the 14th minute to do the round of applause, because it's a tragedy, it really is. But that is it for today's preview. Make sure you like the video if you like the video, and we'll see you guys again very soon. Take care.